Hello, I'm Flynn Linker. I'll be presenting Architecture 402, Collab Fab, Spring 2013 from the University of Washington, titled barnWorks. This early conceptual diagram or sketch, you're seeing the form of the barn, but really it was to explore kind of that transition from the inside to the outside, potentially a green space or a rain garden. And this takes form later on in the project in the form of a nurse log. The structure itself is inspired by the Western United States barn. These structures really stand the test of time. They provide a protective shell, a weather-tight shell, from when the inside of the structure can really be opened up or can be modified to really fit the user's needs. And they invoke different emotions by their use, whether it's at nighttime, this glowing aspect coming through, or maybe the barn doors are shut and it's kind of this protected shell. Forks itself gets a lot of rain, and having a barn set in this area of Washington is very appropriate. Additionally, the project was inspired by Native American plank houses. The coastal inhabitants would literally go out to the forest and carve the planks for their houses out of living cedar trees, and they leave the cedar trees standing. And that aspect of the carving is what you're seeing in the diagram to the right. Basically, each one of the facades, the north and the south, are carved away to allow light to penetrate deeper in the building, in addition to the entrances at the west and the east face. They're pushed in, they're providing these areas for people to gather. That carving aspect is also allowing light to come in and carve out the interior of the spaces in different ways than if it was just a typical asymmetrical barn. This image, you're really seeing the material aspects of the project. The wood is all western red cedar screening. Behind it are large windows that allow light to carve into the space. The roof and the metal material is a raised metal seam, which again is very appropriate for this environment. It's really weather tight, and it can protect the inhabitants. The use of openings for the project where the metal seaming is reduced, so you can keep as much water out as possible. The image to the left is showcasing that nurse log, and it's really kind of a transition space in between the empty lot to the north, which we really looked at different uses for the space, and really a park or a green space would be a very appropriate use in conjunction with the different events at the Art Center. The floor plan to the upper right, you can see the main floor is mostly artist and commercial space. The main entrance is off of Wilkes Avenue, and as you transition up the main stairs, you can see this large amount of glazing right here, and that you still have a connection with the outside with all this glazing on these windows. The upper floor is basically where the theater, that's about 2,600 square feet, and the multi-use space is about 900 square feet, are located. The image to the lower right really showcases that the nurse log at the entrance, and it being kind of this transition between the inside and the outside of the structure. These two interior perspectives are showing different uses for the inside of the building. The perspective on the left is set just inside of the main entrance. You can see the transition up to the main stair in the background. and you're also seeing that relationship to the art gallery here on the right. The other image to the right is a commercial space, and it's shown, what it's showing is a possibility that the commercial space doesn't have to be just professionals. It can be used in many different ways. Here you're seeing it as a dance recital space, but what it really highlights is that connection again with the outside and the large amount of light that comes into these ground floor spaces. The model photos on the left really showcase that wood element, and the overall model photos and also the details. The section perspective really showcases the vertical elements. The main entrance is a double height space. The theater is more than a double height space. The main atrium, the main stair, is almost a triple height space, and they all have these very large volumes within this contained space. So as you go in, even the smaller spaces, they feel really large and very grandiose. The image to the left is the east facade, or the back portion of the building. And you can see that connection again to the green space in the north. The concept drawing in the top is just looking into potentially what scale figures might be doing, utilizing that east multi-use space, and how they would feel in that space. And then finally, the final image is a square dance or a barn dance that's happening in the main theater, and that's really to showcase the fact that the theater can be used for many different events. Additionally, the theater has this really warm aspect of the wood tones in the floor and the open web trusses, in addition to an ample amount of windows that you can see in the background with the tree line. That's my project. Thank you very much.